There's a saying, the Sharps made the West safe for the Winchester. Invented in 1848 by Christian Sharps, forming the Sharps Rifle Company in 1851, the Sharps became one of the most important rifles of the American Civil War and of the Old West. Christian left the company that bore his name in 1855 and formed the C. Sharps and Company, which produced a 4-barrel Derringer, and in 1862 the Sharps and Hankins single-shot rifle. In 1870 he moved to Vermont and started a trout farming business. One of the more notable characters associated with the Sharps rifle was Hiram Berdan. He was not a military man, but was considered one of the finest marksmen of his age. At the outbreak of the Civil War, he proposed an elite regiment made up of the country's best marksmen. They would be clad in green and armed with the Sharps rifle. Berdan immediately ran into trouble with the Ordnance Department, which insisted he use the standard Springfield muzzleloading rifle. One of Berdan's best marksmen, Truman Head, better known as California Joe, had purchased his own Sharps rifle, and Berdan proposed a shooting exhibition with the Sharps for the Army brass and President Lincoln. The target, a figure of a man, was placed at 600 yards with the logo Jeff Davis printed on it. The Army officials insisted Berdan make the shot from a standing position. Just before he pulled the trigger, was requested to aim for the right eye. Well, as luck would have it, when the target was brought in, the bullet had hit the pupil of the right eye. Berdan got his Sharps rifles. Another legendary sharpshooter was Billy Dixon, Army Scout, Buffalo Hunter, Mule Skinner, Postmaster, and Frontier Sheriff. Dixon earned the Medal of Honor for gallantry when he and 5 cavalrymen held off a combined force of Kiowas and Comanches for 3 days in a buffalo wallow. Dixon's legendary mile-long shot at the Second Battle of Adobe Walls in June 1874 is what really fixed Dixon in Sharps rifle lore. Dixon and 27 men and a woman were besieged at the trading post known as Adobe Walls, Texas, by a force of an estimated 700 Comanches. On the 3rd day of the battle, Dixon shot an Indian off his horse with a .50 caliber Sharps rifle at a distance that was later surveyed as 1,538 yards, 9/10 of a mile, after which the Indians gave up the fight. This is a modern-made Pedersoli 1859 Sharps carbine. It fires a paper cartridge, as did all the Sharps rifles of the Civil War. It has an O-ring in the breech block and a sleeve in the chamber to help reduce gases escaping from the action. I've been experimenting with different materials and techniques to construct my ammunition for the 1859 Sharps. Right now I'm using hair curler in-wrap paper glued together with stick glue and black MC for powder. Thousands of surplus Civil War percussion rifles and carbines were retrofitted to fire the new 50-70 government cartridge. These rifles are often referred to as the model of 1868 because that's when they are returned to the arsenals and refitted and refurbished. This is another modern-made Pedersoli Sharps. This rifle is made on an 1874 Action in the Gimmer style. Gimmer bought the Hawkins shop in St. Louis and sportsterized many popular military rifles. This rifle is also fitted with a Pedersoli tang sight and a hooded front sight, which provides a better sight picture for more accurate shooting.